Hello everyone! Welcome to part 2 of our lesson in Physical Education and Health regarding the energy system. First, let us understand and familiarize some terminologies that used in our discussion. Number 1, adenosine triphosphate. It is an organic compound that provides energy to drive many processes in living cells. Number 2, aerobic system. That aerobic energy system relies on the circulatory system in order to create ATP for energy use. Next is anaerobic system. This means it is the producing of ATP without using oxygen. Next is the creatine phosphate system. This system takes place when the ATP runs out and put it into action. A chemical reaction occurs where phosphate splits away and energy is released. Glycogen. Glycogen, it is a stored form glucose that found in liver and muscles which made up of connected glucose molecules. Lactic acid. In lactic acid, it is an organic acid produced by muscle tissues during strenuous exercises. And lastly, mitochondria. It is also known as the powerhouses of the cell. Let's study the video. Energy is needed to produce physical movements, maintain body temperature, and keep up metabolic process or metabolic activities. In our body, physical movements requires a compound called adenosine triphosphate or ATP. ATP is stored in our muscles, wherein it will be available immediately to produce movements. However, ATP stored in our muscles is limited. So any movements that last longer than the few seconds requires more ATP to be produced in another compound process. So we have three types of energy system: ATP PCR system, glycolytic system, and oxidative system. First, let us study the oxidative system. In oxidative system, involves the use of oxygen to produce ATP. Okay, the system can use fats, carbs, or if necessary, proteins. Slow production of ATP, but for a long duration. And oxidative system is from moderate to vigorous, longer duration of activities to 3 minutes and longer. Next is glycolytic system. So any movements beyond 15 seconds utilized by carbohydrates through glucose to produce ATP is called glycolytic system. It can sustain movements up to 2 minutes. But it has a byproduct called lactic acid that lead us to muscle fatigue. And glycolytic system has a rapid production of ATP, but not over a long duration. And lastly, the ATP PCR system. It shows that the ATP PCR system produces ATP quickly since it utilizes the available ATP stored in the muscles. It can sustain movements from 6 seconds to 15 seconds because the ATP PCR stored in the muscles is very limited. And again, a very rapid production of ATP, but not over a long duration. There you have it. The energy system has three types: ATP PCR system, oxidative system, and glycolytic system. Again, thank you so much for watching the lesson about the energy system, and see you again next time.